What's up, guys? Look, I want to start this video off by saying I am not your doctor. All right. You saw it in the intro. I am legally not allowed to write you a testosterone prescription. So take what I'm saying as just advice. And I've been around the block for a while, guys, and this is just some of the things that I've seen firsthand. So I kind of wanted to just lay down some information and talk about some of the experiences that I've seen. There's a lot of different types of hormone replacement therapy. And what we're going to talk about today is primarily testosterone replacement. And I'm not talking about taking other drugs or supplements that are going to raise your natural testosterone levels and kind of stimulate things to start moving in the right direction. I am talking about actually taking exogenous testosterone, whether that be through injections or a gel or creams or things like this. The average American man is 30% body fat, and the average American woman is 40% body fat. When you're that fat, your body is running like a 98 Civic that hasn't had an oil change in a decade. All right. You're hardly even human at that point. I'm not going to lie, guys. You're not going to look human, and your body's functions are not going to be running properly. This puts you in a climate where it's going to be really, really hard to lose body fat and to build muscle. So when you're obese, not only are you carrying around tons of subcutaneous fat, which is what you can see on the outside, but you've probably also accumulated lots of visceral fat. And this is going to be fat that surrounds your organs and will increase odds of any early death you could possibly think of, from heart attack, stroke, sleep apnea, which is one that not a lot of people are talking about or maybe not taking so seriously. But if that goes undiagnosed and untreated, you are literally shaving 15 years off of your life, guys. But not only that, but it's also going to just severely decrease your quality of life. All right. This visceral fat is actually metabolically active and is pumping poison into your body. And it's going to affect every single aspect of your life. It's a big cause of hypothyroidism, all right, which is going to crush your metabolism and lead to significant weight gain. It's going to increase estrogen levels in men, and it's going to decrease testosterone levels as well. The drop and decrease in testosterone levels over the past couple of decades, guys, it's fucking bonkers, okay? Your average 30-year-old now in 2026 has the testosterone level of a 50-year-old man. And all the stuff that I've talked about in all my previous videos, guys, it's all interconnected. When your lifestyle is poor, that's what's leading to these issues. Which brings me to this question. Are you a candidate, or do you need to be on testosterone replacement therapy? This is not a really straightforward answer. So I'll start by saying this. If you're between 20 to 30 years old, the answer is most likely no. All right, unless there's an underlying medical issue. Odds are your lifestyle is not great if your testosterone level is coming back really, really low. And you're probably not taking care of yourself at all. If you're staying up late and eating bullshit, drinking alcohol, not exercising, you're very sedentary, this is going to absolutely decimate your test levels as a man. So some lifestyle changes may be able to completely reverse this. For most people, that is the case. If you start to take your nutrition seriously and you get up off your ass and start moving, getting your steps in every day, doing your cardio, lifting weights, trying to build muscle, and making sure that you get enough sleep every night, this is something that can be completely reversed and get your natural testosterone levels back up to a range that they should be without having to take any type of exogenous testosterone. And I mentioned it earlier in the video, there are also other drugs that can kind of help kickstart this and doesn't need to be something that's going to be permanent. And so you get all this in check, and next thing you know, you're losing body fat, you're losing visceral fat, you're building muscle. So your metabolism is improving, which is further increasing your testosterone levels. And now with your increased testosterone levels, you're able to build more muscle. And this stuff is all interconnected and just kind of feeds into one another. So if you're between 20 and 30 years old, put a little bit of work in, man. Lose a little bit of the fat, build some muscle, and start working on these habits. And I can guarantee you everything is going to start moving back in the right direction. And you're not going to have to commit to a lifelong hormone therapy. A lifelong hormone therapy might not be worth it to you. And maybe it is worth it, if you think that's something that can benefit you. It's your body. You have free will. Just like I talked about with the GLP-1s, it is completely up to you. You can do whatever you want. But I would advise that you actually go see your doctor and get some blood work done. Okay. You shouldn't be sitting around and be like, oh, yeah, like, I'm not building muscle the way I want to. I haven't been horny lately and I'm not sleeping well. Time to go on the dark web and order 10 vials of testosterone and start injecting this stuff with no blood work being done. That is not the route that you want to go. That's some of the dumbest shit you could possibly think of. But people are doing it. So make sure that you're under proper doctor supervision, guys. Like, I'm not even kidding you. I know teenagers who are taking testosterone. And like, what are you doing? You're in the prime of your life. All right. Your hormones should be absolutely raging. You're young and full of energy. You're literally throwing all of that away to what? Build a little bit more muscle so that other guys give you more compliments. All that, you're trading that for potential medical issues. All right. You're stunting your growth. By the time you're 25, your dick is not going to work anymore. It's ridiculous what I'm seeing. And this has been happening for a very, very, very long time. But with the rise of social media, you'll see 20-year-olds on Instagram promoting this stuff. And, they're selling supplements too, and they're making money off of these kids and persuading teenagers to, and even people in their early 20s to hop on this stuff. And they're not doing the proper research and understanding the actual risk that's associated with these things. And people get this shit confused now too. It's called testosterone replacement therapy. You're supposed to be replacing your own natural testosterone. People now are blasting 250 milligrams a week with super physiological levels, literally gaining superhuman powers. And they're like, oh, this is great. Like, I feel so good. My brother in Christ, you are on a steroid cycle. No shit, you're feeling good. And these private clinics are even prescribing Anavar, which is a mild oral steroid, and other injectable steroids. And I get it. Like, you're doing your blood work. I guess it's better than just like raw dogging this and just buying stuff off of the internet and, creating, making yourself a lab rat at your own home and not doing any blood work. So I will say it is better than that, but we've kind of lost the plot a little bit. People say, oh, I want to get on TRT. No, you don't. You kind of just, you want to hop on a steroid cycle is what you're trying to do. And we need to be honest about that. Now, full transparency. I'm in my early 30s and I am on TRT. And I'm on a dose that is going to keep me at the high end of the reference range, not super physiological levels. All right. I'm trying to optimize my hormones. I'm not trying to blast gear. And when I had gotten my blood work done previously, my levels were not where I wanted them to be. And I know I said earlier in the video, maybe some lifestyle changes could help improve this. The problem is I was already jacked and shredded and in better shape than 99.999% of people on planet Earth. And so for me, I weighed the risks and I thought that this is something that I want to do. I don't want to have kids, so infertility issues are not a thing. I'm not concerned about that. And I'm in the health and fitness sphere, and this is my career, and I do this for a living, and said, hey, you know what? I want to make sure that I'm optimized and my body's in the best climate for me to be able to stay in shape, build muscle, and stay lean. Now, if I was 30% body fat or even 20% body fat, you bet your ass I would have started working on my lifestyle and cleaned up the eating a little bit, try to stay more active and try to bring these things up naturally. But because lifestyle had already been dialed in and pretty optimized, I felt that this was something that could benefit me. So again, would recommend doing that first. This stuff has been studied so much over the past couple of decades, and I am really happy that it's something that's available for a lot of people. Again, I am a huge advocate for it. Now, going back to what I was saying before, if you're 30 and you're fat as shit, you can probably make the lifestyle changes necessary to kind of reverse this and get your levels in check. But as you get older, let's say you're 50 years old and you're obese and your habits are poor, doing all the lifestyle changes necessary to bring your testosterone levels up will help. However, the natural decline of testosterone levels is going to play a massive role. We got to be kind of realistic about how high are you actually going to be able to bring those levels. You could be really low, out of the reference range, and you could improve your diet and lose 20 pounds of fat and start exercising and you start building muscle, that could still only have brought you up to the lower end of the reference range. So this is why I say at that age, you might be best off just going to see your doctor and not even thinking twice. At that age, you're probably done having kids. You might as well just hop on now because it's going to speed up your fat loss journey and it's going to help you build muscle faster and it's going to help you get your life in check fast. Again, if you're carrying around a ton of visceral fat, you're like a ticking time bomb. You literally could die any day. And I can promise you that the negative effects of being obese and carrying all this visceral fat are going to be significantly worse than any side effect you could get from replacing your testosterone. So yeah, I'm not a doctor. Take what I say with a grain of salt. These are literally just experiences that I've lived firsthand and things that I have seen around me. And like I said, I have been around the block. I've seen a lot. So if you're watching this video and you have brain fog and low energy and low libido, and you're having a really, really tough time losing body fat, and you're actually being serious about your nutrition and your training, maybe you're not building muscle, it's worth it to go get your blood work done. You should be getting a physical done every year. So next time that you go, ask for a full hormone panel and just get this information back so you know exactly what you're dealing with. Yeah, so I'm going to leave it there, guys. Thank you, everybody, for the support. We hit 60 subscribers, which is, I don't know, to me, it's pretty cool. I know it's not a ton, but it means that this information is at least getting to some of you. And I do appreciate the support. I've been diving heavily into nutrition topics and lifestyle things. I want to get more into training topics. That will be kind of the focus for a while moving forward. So be on the lookout. New video coming in a couple of days. But until then, peace.